Mbappe was, in low confidence. He was not timing those runs right because he wanted to make sure he was beating the last defender. But now Kylian Mbappe has made strides. I believe he's going to start this game. I don't think Endrick is going to get the start because Mbappe did suffer that injury, but it looks like he's going to be ready for the cup final. But let's not forget, Mbappe actually does score a goal in that first Clasico in the first half, but it gets ruled offside because he was slightly offsides. But the thing is with Barcelona is they seem to hang on to the ball. Some of our players then move out of position. We try to press the ball a little high up the pitch, and we are then left vulnerable with a ton of space behind our midfield. Carlo Ancelotti tried to fix that in the second leg. He tried to play in a different formation. He tried to play in the second game with a 4-2-3-1. And I think Carlo Ancelotti tried to do that in the second game because he wanted Jude Bellingham pressing that ball a little higher up. Part of what was hurting us against Barcelona was the fact that they were finding their attackers behind the lines. Of course, there were some goals that straight up capitulation and lack of physical ability, like the goal against Lucas Vazquez, where he just simply could not keep up with Rafinha. Obviously, if Valverde plays at right back, that's not going to be the case. But finding Lewandowski through our entire defensive shell, a line-breaking pass right through the middle, that could be avoided by pressing the ball there. Carlo Ancelotti tried to use Jude Bellingham in that position to press the ball there. So even when Jude was making those runs off the ball, trying to press the ball, he inevitably ran out of steam. But the fact that Barcelona uses Lewandowski as a target man, they can play those balls over the top, and then Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, they anticipate those passes from Lewandowski. They make those runs right behind our back line, and when they receive those passes, they're in acres of space. So what do we know so far from the games we faced Barcelona? We know we can't press them high up the pitch because every time we've tried to press, there's just too much space left behind. We know we need to pressure the ball because every single time they do have the ball, if they're left with their players with time and space on the ball, they can find those line-breaking passes to break our entire defensive block. We know that their fullbacks will sometimes try to play balls over the top directly to Lewandowski, and then Lamine Yamal, Rafinha will be making those runs in behind. Fran Garcia is definitely going to start. Carlo Ancelotti confirmed that. So it's more than likely that Federico Valverde will play a right back. That means a double pivot of Tchouaméni and Ceballos. What I like about Ceballos playing this game is what he offers you is more control of the ball. Real Madrid having more possession, giving Barcelona less opportunities really is going to be key in this game. But even more important than that is you have to cut the supply. We need Vinicius and Mbappe both pressing the ball as well. Whether it's Balde or Koundé, they cannot have time and space on the ball either. Real Madrid simply needs to commit to players behind the ball, being in a more defensive shell, and trying to hit Barcelona on the counterattack, trying to frustrate them. Of course, we cannot sit in a deep block and defend the way Atleti can, or Arsenal can, or some of these other teams across Europe, because that's simply not the profile of this team. But the only way we're winning this game is not if we try to go toe-to-toe with Barcelona and try to outplay them. We can't press them high up the pitch like I already talked about because we leave too much space in behind. But we need to commit to a collective defensive.
It's East versus Southeast Asia. Who's packing more power? When it comes to tanks, China's got over 6,000. The Philippines, just around 300. Warships? China sails with over 700, while the Philippines navigates with around 100. Now, boots on the ground, China commands nearly 2 million active personnel. The Philippines, just over 100,000. Rocket and missile count, China boasts a staggering arsenal in the thousands. The Philippines has a modest few dozen. In the skies, China flies high with over 1,500 fighter jets. The Philippines, less than 20. And helicopters, China hovers with around 900, while the Philippines operates about 100. The difference is clear. One is a global powerhouse, the other a resilient regional player. Stay tuned for more epic comparisons. It's East versus Southeast Asia. Who's packing?
Wait lang.